Welcome, our beloved audience, to yet another episode. This time to episode 36. And today, my co founder, Coach Shilpa, and I are going to be talking about the balancing act, where we help you to achieve personal and professional balance so that you can be enhanced for long lasting success. Coach Shilpa and I are super excited to once again come to you. I'd like to welcome you because together we have grown this far to episode 36. And in today's episode, I would like to thank my colleague, Coach Shilpa, for putting her heart into this episode and other episodes as well, so that we continue to bring value to you. And so I would like to invite her to welcome you and also to appreciate you for the good stuff you're doing by listening to us.
Okay,
Coach Shilpa,
welcome.
take it away.
Yes, with pleasure. Thank you, Dr. Gerard, for the great inspiration behind this Leadtalk podcast. And we have reached 36 episodes and many more to come.
Yes.
But I would always like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and express gratitude towards you, towards our listeners, our audience, and our viewers, even Leadtalk podcast, our YouTube channel.
Yes.
And also the kind of engagement they have and connection they have with us, right? So I would again thank you all, and I would encourage you to go back and listen to some of the episodes if you have missed.
Yes.
Because each episode is crafted keeping you in mind. And we had wonderful guests and they have given wonderful gifts. So do not miss any of them. If you're new, a very warm welcome from myself and Dr. Gerard to the universe of Leadtalk, where you stop following and start leading your life and build the life the way you want. I would like to highlight some of the episodes, Dr. Gerard, in the past for our benefit of our audience, which are like building coaching, consulting business that strives, creating your unique selling proposition as a coach and as a consultant, developing growth mindset as beginner coach or consultant, why personal branding is a power strategy for coaches consultant. And even when we say coaches consultant, we also mean entrepreneurs, because coaches consultants are entrepreneurs at heart, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and have a look at that. Also the special bonuses and gifts, and some of our guests have been kind and generous enough to create a special gift for you all, and also given their time for some special consultation session with you. So I would request all of you again to go back in case you have missed, and I welcome you to this very special episode, which is very close. This topic is very close to my and Dr. Gerard's heart, and you will know shortly. So over to you, Dr. Gerard.
Absolutely. Thank you for really reminding our guests and our listeners to get back to the numerous episodes that bring a lot of value in different elements. The aspects of coaching, balancing life, leadership, all the kind of topics that we've been discussing.
Yes.
And so we invite you to go back and listen to them, share them with other people in your community, in your network, so that they can also benefit. So in today's episode, we will be talking about, as we mentioned, really the aspect of balancing your personal life and your professional life, so that at the end you are enhanced for lasting success. Now, we know that in today's fast-paced, demanding world, finding this perfect balance between personal and professional commitment is very important. This is important because we know this episode is a very timely exploration to help you achieve this delicate balance, right? This delicate equilibrium that you need to do. Because if you do not do it, you are going to feel unfulfilled, right? And then you will also struggle to attain lifelong success, sometimes what we call the long-term success. So it's very, very important. It's very timely, as Coach Shilpa mentioned. This is very close to our hearts because one of our dreams on this podcast is to help you achieve your dreams, is to help you feel fulfilled in a holistic way. So get ready to discover how this episode is going to transform you through the transformative insights we'll be sharing with you so that you feel energized to navigate the different intricacies of balancing your life, your personal life and professional life with confidence and grace, right? So we will discuss in this episode the importance of finding harmony between these two areas, but also help you appreciate how this harmony contributes to your success in the long run. Now, Coach Shilpa, now that we've explained, really kind of set the stage for our viewers and our audience, can you explain why achieving this balance is actually important for coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs?
Yes, absolutely, with pleasure. And as per our ritual, Dr. Gerald, let us start with the famous quote, which is a quote of the week.
Yes.
So this quote is from none other than Ariana Huffington. And she says that success is not about finding the perfect balance between work and life.
Yes.
It is about finding harmony within the integration of the two.
Mm.
When you align your passion with your purpose, personal and professional success becomes intertwined.
Wow. Say that again. That's so powerful.
Yeah, that's very powerful and very critical as well at this stage, because everybody is on a stage of getting personal success and professional success both, right? So success is not about finding a perfect balance. So it's not 50-50 always, right? So it's not a perfect balance between work and life. It is about finding harmony within the integration of the two. When these two integrate beautifully with each other, that is when you have the synergy. So when you align your passions with your purpose, personal and professional success becomes intertwined.
Beautiful. I love that.
And in today's world, especially after pandemic, right? Though we say that things are getting back to normal, this normal is not old normal. Even this normal is a new normal.
Yes.
Right? Where personal and professional boundaries are getting thinner and thinner, sometimes non-existent, right? The economy challenges, the inflation challenge, the more and more need to keep us professionally relevant.
Yes.
And not allowing us to become redundant. As all this has started building up and encroaching on our personal space, right? Our private life and the other aspects of having a harmony in life. So this is the time we have to be very much aware about this harmony in our personal and professional life. That's what I would like to add. That is why we are discussing this today.
Well, I love that. I really love that. And you're saying because the new normal is different, right? It's different. And so we therefore need to have different ways of doing things. So now, Coach Shilpa, let's now talk about the importance of this balancing act.
Sure, absolutely.
Why is it important?
Yeah. It's very important to understand even why we are discussing this and what is the great relevance of having this topic. So absolutely, there are three key reasons why this balance between personal and professional life is no longer a luxury, but it's actually a key essential for even our long-term success. And let me, quickly bring out those aspects, right? The number one being holistic well-being. Achieving personal and professional advancement requires holistic approach to, our overall well-being. It is not just about excelling in your career and just stepping up and getting more and more and more, but it is also about finding fulfillment, maintaining healthy relationship, nurturing your own physical and mental well-being, so that this balance ensures overall happiness and success along with a career growth.
Wow.
Right? What would you like to add as a second point, Dr. Gerald? Because I know you value this subject as well.
Yeah, just before, thank you very much. I just like the holistic well-being you're talking about, because as we are just explaining this concept, I kept on saying, okay, look, many times as business owners, we go for income, right? But we forget sometimes our happiness. We forget this element of satisfaction. So when you talk about holistic well-being, where we have to talk about fulfillment, relationship, our physical and mental well-being, this is beautiful. Really, I love this. I love this
Thank you.
concept. Yes.
Thank you.
So what I would like to add now, in addition to fostering the element of holistic well-being, is the idea of sustainable success. You see, as Coach Shilpa mentioned, this balance, ensuring overall happiness and satisfaction, is what we also talk about, sustainable success. Because one thing leads to another, just like when you're building a bridge, right? Every brick you place takes you to completing the bridge. And so a well-balanced life serves as a solid foundation for sustainable success. You see, when your personal and professional spheres are in harmony, this is your professional life and personal life, when they're quite balanced in harmony, just like orchestra music, right? Just imagine all the instruments playing together, your personal life, professional life in harmony. You get more motivated, you get more focused, you actually get more resilient, because problems no longer sweep you off your feet. You're able to be strong, because then your why becomes clean, your why becomes stronger. So this in turn, Coach Silva, leads to improved performance. And with improved performance comes increased productivity. So as a business owner, as a consultant, as a coach, you will do more for the community you serve. And overall, this will enhance your ability to overcome challenges effectively. So having said that, Coach Shilpa, what would you like to add?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love the example of orchestra, right? It has to be in harmony, it has to be in sync. Otherwise, one instrument playing in other direction will spoil the complete harmony and synchronization of that orchestra. And life becomes, we feel that this life is not a melody to me any longer, right? So
Exactly.
this is very, very important. And the third aspect I would like to highlight, because of this balance, why it is required is for fulfillment and quality of life.
Yes.
Every time it is not about the quantity, right? But it is about the quality of life as well. So life out of balance can lead to burnout, emotional emptiness, unnecessary stress, and diminished sense of purpose, diminished sense of why am I even here? What is that purpose I'm serving here, being on the earth, and the beautiful life gifted to us?
Yes.
But on the other hand, when your personal and professional aspects are in sync, in a beautiful integration, individual experience, they start experiencing a sense of fulfillment, meaningful connections, right? Within their own family circle or social circle, their expanded community. And that uplifts overall quality of life. So while you're earning success and monetary benefits and strengthening your financial life, on other hand, you're beautifully supporting it with what you value in life. So this balance allows individuals, especially the ambitious, talented, experienced individual, to thrive in their life because they enjoy both lives, personal and professional, equally well. So, in approaching the topic of achieving personal and professional enhancement together, it is very crucial to explore the new ways of finding the balance and integrating this seamlessly into our day-to-day life. It is not someday I'm going to be having rebuilding the relationship, or someday I'm going to have that peace in my life. It's integrating that in your everyday life. So instead of viewing personal and professional spheres as competing priorities to each other, we should adopt more synergetic approach towards both. That is what I think we want to bring to the consciousness of our audience.
Wow, I love that, Coach Shilpa. That's so beautiful. As I was listening to you, one of the things that came to my mind is, basically you're talking about work-life integration. Right? So you talk about synergy, so that when there's harmony between the professional life, by professional we mean whether you're in business, whether you're in working for somebody else, but that's your professional life, what brings you income, and then your family life, your personal life. So this need to be integrated in a synergistic way. I love this. I really love this idea. So really, Coach Silpa, now that you've explained why all this needs to happen together. What would be some side effects of ignoring this harmony? if a person skewed himself or herself towards maybe personal life and forgot professional life, or and vice versa, what would be the consequences?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question, because we have to understand what it would cost us to ignore the harmony between personal and professional life, right? So we would be talking about, means this is a very huge topic, and maybe we can conduct hours and hours of session on this. But today we'll just highlight 4 side effects of imbalance in personal. Today we'll just highlight 4 due to lack of harmony, right? Number 1 is the impact of on physical health.
True.
When personal and professional lives are out of balance, and when we say balance, we are more talking about integration and sync, not 50-50 balance, again, to highlight, right? Sometimes work may need a lot of attention, where your personal life and relationship can support it beautifully. And sometimes your personal life would need a lot of time, attention, energy, where your professional life can support it, right?
Exactly.
If it is not happening, it can have a detrimental effect on physical health. Why? Because the stress, long working hours, and neglecting self-care will lead to fatigue, exhaustion, and increased risk of developing health issues. Maybe cardiovascular problems, where maybe compromised immune systems, maybe chronic conditions sometimes, maybe I was speaking to some people a few days back, because of this continued prolonged period of the stress and not giving perfect time and attention to their family or their own needs, they started feeling quite stuck or panic in their life, right? So that is causing a lot of physical imbalance also. So the first impact happens also on physical health. So that is what I wanted to add. Anything you would like to highlight as a side effect?
Oh, beautiful. As you're telling the story of this person who probably was beginning to get panic attacks, or like feeling panicky and kind of feeling imbalance. Yes, definitely that's a serious issue. It could happen to any one of you listening. So it's important, as Coach Silpa mentioned, your physical well-being would definitely be affected if we ignore that synchronicity, right? And so the second consequence of neglecting that harmony would be its negative impact on your mental health. Because as human beings, we have the physical body, right? But also, importantly, we have the mental health. Now, the lack of harmony between personal and professional spheres can significantly impact your mental health, right? And how does this occur? So it's the excessive work demands, the constant pressure, neglecting the personal well-being can contribute to what Coach Shilpa mentioned earlier on, situations like burnout. You see, burnout happens not only physically, but actually more in the mind.
Yeah.
Because the mental resources are more harder to replenish than the physical resources. So burnout, anxiety, yes, thank you, and situations of depression, an increased level of stress. So with this, this can result in decreased productivity, impaired cognitive function. By cognitive function, we mean even you feel your brain power goes down, right? I'm sure you've heard people who say, even maybe yourself say, but I don't remember things this way. Even you forget, maybe if you're married, you have children, sometimes you forget important school dates. You go to the market, maybe you forget something, even you forget your keys. When you start noticing impairment with your brain function, your cognitive function, you need to check. Possibly you may be out of sync. Your professional and personal life may not be very balanced. And so with all this, it reduces your overall mental health well-being. So which means your health, the mental health thermometer reads a lower reading. And that should be a warning for you, right? Which means you need to go back and try and rearrange, realign yourself so that you get back on professional, personal life balance. So with that said, Coach Silpa, is there something you'd like to add to this point or another point?
Yeah, so absolutely. When I mentioned about impact on physical health, it starts deep rooted at on a mental health level basis, right? As you
Exactly.
rightly said, the burnout first starts happening in your mind. You feel I cannot take it. This is enough. So your body, your soul, your spirit is giving you signal, but we keep neglecting it for a long period of time, right?
Yes.
And as you said, the brain fog, right? We forgetting things, we forgetting obvious things sometimes, right?
Yes.
So I think that is giving you some signals, and please do not neglect it, right?
True.
Because you definitely can get help, and you can definitely live both lives in harmony. The third impact, I would say, in continuation with mental health, is the impact on your spiritual health, which is mostly not discussed, right? Neglecting personal fulfillment or ignoring your spiritual needs. When you say it's happening at mental level, that means your inner calling or your inner alignment is giving a signal, this doesn't look like me. I don't think it is relevant to me what we are doing day in, day out.
Yeah.
And which can lead to a sense of emptiness or a lack of purpose.
Yes.
And which is very huge, very huge. I've seen some part of it, and it feels suffocating, right? When personal and spiritual aspects are overlooked in favor of only professional pursuits or conventional success, individuals, people, professionals, entrepreneurs may experience a loss of connection with their own values, their ideology, their own inner calling, their sense of meaning to life,
Yeah.
right? This can lead to dissatisfaction, feeling of disconnection. And this disconnection first happens at our inner self level, and then that starts reflecting outside as well. We start to get distant more frequently, and we want to, we are searching for that meaning in life. So impact on spiritual health, I think it is huge.
Wow, wow. I really love that. And as you're talking about this, I kind of also felt I've experienced some of this myself,
Yeah.
really going through this, because as somebody who has had multiple responsibilities, there are times
Yes.
when I have myself been off balance, really, out of synchronicity. And really you talking about this, it's something that even us, we have to constantly keep making sure. I mean, life is a journey, right? So I'm
Yeah.
sure as you're listening to us, just reflect yourself. Are there times when I've had my physical well-being jeopardized, my mental well-being bad, and my mental well-being imbalanced, my spiritual well-being imbalanced? Yes, I would say yes, I'm one of them. I've had times when I've experienced severe imbalance. And this is why we're here, right? Because this is
Yeah.
not fictional. This topic of today is something close to us. Why? Because we have gone through this. I would like you to avoid going through some of the experiences as coaches, because as coaches, our responsibility is to help people avoid going the hard way, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, then there's no point, right? So, Coach Silva, the other thing I want to mention is just like the topic of today's episode, is the impact of this imbalance on long-term success. Because we said, you remember, as one of the benefits that if you balance, if there's good life work integration, then you are going to experience long-term success. So how does this occur? Number one, when you fail to find harmony between your personal and professional aspects of life, this would definitely hinder success. Now, without this balance, you may find it challenging to sustain high performance. You see, in
Yes.
today's, the new normal, as Coach Silpa mentioned at the beginning of this episode, the new normal requires us to operate at a higher level. If you're
High level.
operating at 8%, it has now to go to much higher, because without that, you are not going to maintain the success you need. Then also, without this balance, it's going to be challenging to maintain motivation, because your motivation is going to go down, because you won't see as results. Because part of the reason why we get motivated or we maintain motivation is we see results, right? Every activity, it's like as you drive, you see the miles coming. You see fewer, you're going to the city, just like you're on a train, you're driving. You keep seeing those miles, 50 kilometers, 49, 37, 10. See, as you see the distance reducing, your motivation, your expectancy goes up. And so this is the same thing with success. As you begin to get bonuses, as you get more customers, if you're in business, you feel more motivated, you maintain that level of activity. And then with that comes true fulfillment. Now, the opposite is that if you do not have that motivation, this is why Coach Silva mentioned a few minutes ago that your motivation, your fulfillment will go off. So the absence of personal well-being and neglected personal relationships can also limit the support we experience through our network.
Yeah.
You see, if you are out of balance, chances are that, because the imbalance starts from inside, right? Inside, you will be imbalanced. So also chances that your social life will be imbalanced, which means that you will neglect useful relationships that are needed. As human beings, we are social animals, right? We need support from other people to achieve our goals in life. So if internally you're not balanced, you will neglect the external relationships. And if you do not have the external relationships, you will fail to attain the long-term success. So Coach Silpa, as we mentioned, it's therefore essential for audience to realize that they have to prioritize and nurture all dimensions of well-being. That is, as you mentioned, the physical well-being, the spiritual well-being, the mental well-being, so that they're able to foster overall success in their personal and professional lives. So by finding harmony, Coach Shilpa, and integrating all these aspects together, individuals can enhance the overall quality of life. You remember you mentioned beautiful, and I love that you said it's not only about quantity.
Yeah.
There must be element of quality in the life. So we need overall quality of life so that we can achieve sustainable success and experience greater fulfillment and contentment in the long run.
Beautiful.
The key word is contentment. Coach Silpa, take it away.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And yes, people think if I'm performing great professionally, my long-term success is ensured. But it needs a fuel of your personal enhancement and fulfillment as well. And you explained it beautifully. So great way to actually go for a real long-term, and I underline sustainable success. So
Exactly.
Dr. Gerald, what are the best ways to protect this fine balance? Any recommendation you personally have for them?
Oh, I love this. I'm glad you're asking me this question because we've mentioned the challenges, right? So now this is the time to mention specific steps that you, as you're listening to us, you can take, because as coaches, consultants, and mentors, our responsibility is to bring you good news, right? So the first thing you can do to take the right step is start by assessing your priorities. Your priorities in the personal life, your priorities in the professional life. Okay. So take time to reflect on your values, your goals, your aspirations in those two worlds. So what I want to be as a person, if you're a mom, what values do you hold as a mom, right? If you're a dad, if you're an uncle, what are your personal values? What are your goals? And then in the office, in the workplace, what do you want to achieve? Whom do you want to be? So you need to have clarity on what is important for you. So that is assessing your priorities. So identify what truly matters to you. And then once you identify that, you then come with clear priorities that align with your vision for a balanced and fulfilling life. That's number one.
Yeah.
Would you like to say the second thing they can do, Coach Shilpa?
Yeah. I would like to add two more things as, a way to start getting this balance. It's not a one-day project, right? It's an ongoing process of achieving this balance and harmony, but doing it consciously is important. So I totally agree that knowing your priorities is very, very important. And we believe, right, you and me, and we advise our clients also. If you're having more than 3 priorities, you're not having priorities, right? You have a to-do list actually. right?
Exactly.
The second one is establishing beautiful boundaries. I know it is easier said than done, but once you're able to do that with complete clarity, it's gonna set your life on a different level. So set boundaries to protect your personal time and prioritize self-care, your relationship, your health, your
Yes.
spiritual well-being.
Yeah.
And define a dedicated time for all this, maybe your family, maybe your hobbies, maybe the activities that bring you joy, that feel you connected to the inside world and the outside world, that
Yes.
recharge your energy. You need to recharge your batteries, right? You need
Yes.
fuel to keep going on, right?
Yes.
And communicate these boundaries with clarity and respect to people around you, those who matter, to ensure your healthy work life integration. Because
Yes.
let's say you set those boundaries in your mind and people around you are not aware of it,
Yes.
they would not understand why you are behaving in certain way. But
Yes.
take them on a same page and make them understand why it is important for you, right?
Yes.
And the third one I would say is that it's a really self-evolving, all-time continuous Kaizen process, is cultivating self-awareness.
Yes.
Develop a strong sense of awareness to recognize the signs of imbalance and burnout.
Yes.
Because burnout doesn't happen like a burnout overnight, right?
Mm.
It is an accumulated effect of you ignoring imbalance.
Yes.
So when you get that some small signs, like for somebody it may be irritation, for somebody it may be fatigue, for somebody it may be anger, or for somebody it may be having that temptation to eat more all the time, or sometimes a lack of appetite for food at all, right? So regularly check in on yourself to assess your well-being and make adjustment as needed. Practice mindfulness, engage in self-reflection, and all these topics are very deep, but we are
Yeah.
just trying to cover as much as possible so that from today onwards you are more conscious about what kind of life you are leading, right? And seek support whenever necessary. It is possible that you will not be able to even identify and do everything on your own. So do not believe that I have to do everything on my own. Seek support when necessary
True.
from people around you, from people like us, other mentors, coaches, anybody else in your life. Because achieving personal and professional enhancement is a continuous journey. And by implementing the small steps of having priorities set, having set beautiful boundaries, and cultivating self awareness, you can start creating a balance as a last for your lasting success. Remember, it is not about perfection, but rather finding a sustainable equilibrium that allows you to thrive in all aspects of your life. So, Dr. Gerald, would you like to summarize what we have covered so far? And
Absolutely.
we promise, our audience, we know this is a very deep subject, and
Yeah.
we'll keep bringing out these aspects to you along with business mastery in for coaching, consulting, and entrepreneurship. But we will also keep you bringing back to this beautiful harmony in your life.
Absolutely. I really love this. And I would like to, just before I summarize the key points, Coach Shilpa, I'd like to thank you once again, really for doing the necessary research and just putting this together. And one of the key things, as we talked about as a summary point, is that balance is key. So as you listen to us, realize that for you to achieve personal professional enhancement, it requires finding the middle ground. Now, the middle ground can be 30% on personal, sometimes it can be 70% on personal, as Coach Shilpa mentioned, right? Because life is a harmony. It goes up and down. It's like a wave, right? When you go to the ocean or to the river, you see the ripples on the water. That's life. Sometimes you're down, sometimes you're up. That's life, right? So balance is key to achieve personal professional excellence, right? So don't focus too much on the career while ignoring the professional and vice versa. So you need overall well-being so that you can ensure fulfillment, right? So well-being on both aspects. So balance is key too. We've discussed that if you do not have balance, you experience imbalance. And so what happens? So when you neglect this balance, it can result in negative side effects, including physical health issues, then you experience mental health challenges, you experience a reduced spiritual connection, your connection with the higher power. And overall, that interferes with your long-term success. Again, this means that we need to go towards getting harmony. Okay, it's very critical. And so what approach are we proposing on this show? What we're proposing is that instead of viewing personal life and professional life as two separate entities, rather, you should see them as one. And the key word we'd like you to see is synergy, right? Beautiful. Yeah. So we want integrated, synergistic approach. So you be professionally good and personally excellent as well. So you put this together. And the actionable steps we have mentioned here are three. Number one, we said you start by assessing your priorities. Once your priorities are clear, then establish personal and professional boundaries so you can protect this inner space, which is very important for you to thrive as a person, and then cultivate self-awareness so that you can see, am I going off balance on the professional side? Am I going off balance on the personal side? So you can take this steady course just like a person driving, okay? A person driving, you stay the course. So having said that, Coach Silva, what would you like to add?
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful summary because it's an important topic, and we will come back with more and more because we respect a holistic journey to success, right?
Yes.
And if you feel for you or for your organization or for your community, we can be of help to bring this element in their consciousness, in their awareness, so that they can start taking care of their personal and professional life. You can write to us so that we can be of value to you and conduct a session for you so that you can, from today onwards, the life starts becoming more harmonized for you. Yes. If you have any other questions or would like to learn more, feel free to reach out to us directly at the Leadtalk podcast@gmail.com. A team member of ours will reach out to you and schedule a call to understand your needs, and we can design a personalized plan on how we might potentially help you, your organization, your business. Right? We can do this as part of like one-on-one, depending on your need, or also you can become a part of our group coaching program. And next time you're going to learn more about high impact coaching launchpad program. And we will be bringing that to you first as our community, because we want you to be part of this journey. Yes. Right? Once again, we would like to thank you for your attention and listening to this very important aspect for your life, right? If you would like to support this channel, please use the link below. Dr. Gerald will share that with you more. So Dr. Gerald, please take it away.
Absolutely, right. And as this channel keeps growing, and as Coach Shilpa mentioned, if you'd like to support this channel so we can actually expand our coverage, bring it more often and bring it to you, and help with the element of research and all that, we are going to leave a link below here, and go ahead, share this link with other colleagues, and we'll acknowledge your support. Definitely, that's something that we would be very appreciative of, and would be excited to put your name in the description for your contribution. So we also invite you to read and to download other resources that us and our guests have brought to this episode and previous episodes. The links would be below here, and make sure you make use of them, because there will be episodes on leadership. There will be some things on career transition from being a professional person to being a coach consultant, about coaching journey and how to build a business successfully, right? So all those are the resources that are available to you. So make use of them, share them with your friends and family. And if you're new to this episode, new to this channel, go ahead, subscribe, download, and share this episode with your colleagues and friends and family too, because we have gold here, we have diamond here that we want you to share with the family members, right? Also, join our global community, the high impact community, that we will be putting the link here as well for you to be able to join so that you can learn more from us. These different topics we talked about, topics about leadership, about career transition, about coaching, about holistic living, about coaching and consulting, and above all, having a meaningful business. So these are the things you'll be able to learn in our community. So again, the link is below. The link to support the community and the link to join the community is all below. So we're here to help you navigate being a better leader, being a better manager, being a better coach, being a better consultant, and above all, living a holistic life as a business owner. Yes. So that you can create impact and achieve the significance you want. So Coach Shilpa, take it away.
Yeah, fantastic. So yes, please, and please do also write to us your questions, any ways we can help you, or any questions that can help overall our community, and also share your success journey, because you never know, you could be part of an invitation to get interviewed on Leadtalk podcast, so that your voice, your story, your message reaches the world as well, because the world needs more leaders, right? So please do feel free to write that. And till the time we meet next time again, take best care of yourself, because your life matters. So take very good care of your own self. See you then.
Thank you. Bye.